Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFLW Fantasy Fanatics video on the channel, and it is an exciting time because we are just over a week away from the start of the AFLW season, which is meaning we've got some team reveals to get through. So we're going to be going through mine, not today in the next video, but we'll be going through my co-host and fellow AFLW Fantasy Fanatic, Tom Hales. We're going to be going through his team. But Tom, mate, before we get started, how are you? We're not too far away from the AFLW fantasy season kicking off. So you're pretty keen for it?
Yeah, really keen. Practice games last weekend. It's all getting real. Seeing some things from different teams, from different coaches, and starting to lock in some players and some plans in a team. And let's see today how my current team looks. It will change. I'm a tinkerer like the best of people, but this is excited to go through how it's currently sitting.
Yeah, mate, I'm the exact same. When we go through my team, it will not be the same as what it probably ends up being, but we will see how we go. So I'm going to pop the website up on the screen there, and if you people that watch along at home, we'll be able to see who Tom's selecting in his team. So we'll go through player by player and a bit of a quick chat about each person that you have selected in your AFLW fantasy team. So we'll kick it off, Tom, in defence. Who is your D1?
So up until the weekend, I had Maddie Gay sat there. However, unfortunately, and I don't know at the time of recording if it was being confirmed, but she sustained a knee injury on the weekend. So I currently have Serene Watson from St Kilda as my D1. I think she's a player that we all owned quite a lot last year, and started the and started the season quite slowly. And it's that reason, because she got more and more used as the season went on, takes all the kick-ins, usually has a pretty free intercept role back there for St Kilda. I think she's got a little bit of upside and quite a safe D1 option.
Yep. I do like the pick. I think she's currently sitting in my side, and I just think, as you say, that you have most of the kick-ins, which is obviously good. That creates that good floor as well, and she was really good, particularly after the first couple of rounds last year. As you said, she got off to a slow start, so I do like the pick. A little bit expensive there, near 900k, but near 900k, but I still do like the pick. Who is sitting at your D2 spot?
So this is a position that has changed quite a lot for me in the preseason. It's currently Jade Ellinger from the Brisbane Lions. She's priced a little bit cheaper, kind of around that 65 mark. 63 mark. There we go. I can't do my maths. She, in the finals last year, had a bit of more midfield time. In the practice game, she was a key user off halfback. So I quite like her as someone who still fairly young, 25, building her way into that already very good Lions team, becoming more of an integral part. So I just have her there as maybe someone who can improve a little bit this year. Also looking at that, I really like her floor. Her floor of only 45 is still acceptable in a defensive line where we're kind of looking anything 65 plus has been a decent score. Even come the end of the year. So, but as I say, that could be a lot of players. I've had a lot of players run through that D2 kind of 750 to 850 kind of price range. One thing I'm trying to do, especially in preseason, is put price points in. I want to play around this, so because we get 3 trades a week, especially in the early weeks, we might be able to do a bit of sideways action to the person we missed. So having different price points throughout allows some sideways trading before we enter upgrade season.
Yep, I do like that. Is there a slight concern with you just with the, I guess, changing if she's going to be like half back or midfield? Do you like the fact she's got multiple roles, or do you see as a negative or a positive?
I feel like she averaged that 63.6 last year in defence. And I think that midfield role is only going to help her. So I don't mind it being her secondary role is actually improvement on her scoring, and it's not like someone who's midfielder can go forward and the forward will decrease the output. Any midfield time would only be a positive for her.
Yep, I do like that. I do like the pick. She's someone that's don't know if she's currently sitting in my side, but certainly someone that's been very much in the mix and been sort of in and out of that D2 spot. Because as you said, I think D2 is a bit of a tricky spot to fix up. Who is your D3?
So my D3 currently is Neve McLaughlin from Gold Coast.
Yeah. Also, I think it came up on the screen. I don't know why when like you go into the search bar, what did it say there? It's got Zorko, Simp, the rookie, Lind, Horn, and Box. I don't get it. But anyway, people that are watching along at home, I don't know why it says stuff like that. But anyway, Neve McLaughlin is who you've got there. So yes, talk to me about Neve.
Firstly, Gold Coast have a gorgeous run to start the year. So that having a couple of Gold Coast players, which you'll see going forward that I currently do, that's a positive. She really, really impressed me in the preseason game. Shout out to JS, who counted her stats. She had 62 at the half, which priced at around 50. I mean, I can't ask for much more. She seems to have that designated kicker, especially with Daisy Darcy out for the year. There's kind of that designated kicker role free for somebody. There at Gold Coast, it looks like Neve McLaughlin might be that player. So I'm keen to start her at price at around that 50 point.
Yep. Someone that I think made their way into my side as well. I think Neve, as you mentioned, with a good early run and that main distributor role is a solid pick there. So I do like Neve McLaughlin there. Who's your D4?
D4 is Paxi Vaxman from the Melbourne Demons. And this is another pure reactionary practice game pick. She only averaged 46 last year. She's 37. They're 37 years old. However, they have a proven pedigree of being able to score at AFLW level, and priced at 46. I think she was priced at, or they were priced at about 70 last year. So there's definitely some upside there. Wing roll, we know wing rolls can be fluctuating, trying to get a hot and cold wing, but I think priced at 46, I definitely think there's possible upside there in quite a tough line.
Yeah, I agree. I've got them currently sitting in my side as well. I do like them as a pick. Pretty cheap there at 46.4. Just over 600k. I do like the pick. Who's your D5 to round out the defensive line?
I mean, I think my D5 is quite a popular pick. Ellie Brown from GWS.
Yep.
I think gonna have pretty decent job security. Didn't play at all last year, I think. So I think she could be one of the better rookie adjacent picks in defense. And definitely someone I think I'm happy fielding at my D5 spot. I kind of have that D5 spot kind of earmarked for a rookie-ish price player, just how I'm liking to structure. And I think she's probably the best option, in my opinion, at this stage.
Yeah, I do like, and that's currently how I'm structured up as well. I think having a rookie defender is what I'm currently looking like. Having the one on field, couple of mid price, and then a couple of those defenders priced over that sort of 700, 800k price bracket there as well, and defensive bench option.
I currently have Jessica Wrench from West Coast. It's the T after the Wrench.
Yep, I got it. There we go.
So another year in the system, played some games last year, but with some defensive injuries at West Coast, they look to have a decent chance to start and have a fairly secure position. Played 8 games last year out of the 11, which is pretty solid, and just you're banking on a little bit of natural progression another year in the system. West Coast have quite a few easy matchups to start the year as well. Don't really play that many hard teams. They have quite a green full 12-game fixture, to be honest. So I think could be someone in quite a difficult line to pick rookies to get bulk cash gen. Shout out Lulu Beatty from last year. I think sat at D6 all season. I didn't move once.
Yeah.
So that's my current pick.
I think there's a few roaming around at D6 that you could pick. You've got Jess Wrench, you've got Izzy Bacon, you've got Lou Field. So I think there's a few options that we do have there for sure. So and also realised I didn't actually show Neil McLaughlin's ownership and average and price stat. If people do want to look at that, I was showing it for all of them, but didn't put up for Neil McLaughlin. So anyone that wanted those stats there, they are there for you to see as well. Now, we'll move into the midfield. This is an area that we do like looking at what options we've got there. But I think I know who your M1 is.
Put her in. Put her in. Ebony Marinoff.
The AFLW fantasy go. I
dare not do it.
Look at the ownership.
Like, I really, really, really want to not. I really want to go against it, but I just can't. Like, even her poor end to the year, averaging 125.3, is still 15 points better than anybody else. Like, I just can't not have two Ebony Marinoffs every week. I think where I've ended up with this is I don't think the spreading the funds around will recoup enough points to give up Ebony Marinoff. So I picked her. And when you're making your teams at home, I would suggest she should be the first player you put in. And then that's the salary cap for the other 20 players. And that's fine.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think I agree. Well, no, people know my thoughts on Noffy. Obviously, I'm a Crows fan. I'm going to be probably biased with that and the fact that she's my favourite player. So it's going to be pretty hard to not pick her, considering of how much, like 145 average, 33 points clear of Jazz Garner, and just a lot clearer. And I think the key thing you said there as well is the fact that you get two of her each week. You get her as captain, and you lock that away, which means captains are a little bit redundant when it comes to AFLW fantasy because she's just so much better than in terms of average than everyone else. It's just probably lock that away. If you don't start her, I would highly recommend starting a red dot R2 and then looping between a couple of those couple of premiums that you get in if you're going to go.
Or even F6 and D6. It doesn't have to be the R2. I think we could have a couple of decent rucks. But yes, I definitely think if you don't start an offer, you go against it, you need two shots to try and get within 20 points of it.
Exactly. And there's only, 28.41% of people that are currently not going with Noffy, and that might slightly rise as well as we get closer to the start of the season with people. Maybe if they are going against Noffy mode, they get cold feet and just go, no, I'm just going to put Noffy in my team. So obviously really like that pick. Who is your M2? Because I felt this has been another bit of a tricky sort of position because there are a few really good options that we can look at. So who's your M2?
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Gold Coast have a very nice run to start the year. And as a result, I've gone for Charlie Rowbottom.
As soon as you said Gold Coast, I was like, yeah.
I'm setting you up. She's an awesome player. Heartbeat of that Gold Coast midfield. Has the ceiling to, on her day, has the ceiling to match Noffy. Not the consistency at this stage, but there could be a year sometime soon where she can be able to string those pop games together. She might need a little bit of help in that Gold Coast team, so she shouldn't just get tagged to existence every week. But I think she's an awesome player, and I think she has the least red flags.
Yeah, so she's someone that's been in and like she's been in my team for a lot of preseason. Currently not sitting there, but she's still someone I'm still trying to see if I squeeze her in. Maybe if it's taking a haircut from another position. So yeah, I do like the Charlie Rowbottom pick.
And this position could be Garner, could be Gardiner, could be Riddell,
There's
could be Ash
of
McCarthy. But that could change depending how I feel over the next 10 days, or 9 days and 23 hours. So that could change, but currently Charlie Rowbottom, it kind of has been since the start of pre-season. So I'm happy staying there for now.
Yeah, I like the pick.
M3 is a returning player. I would highly suggest, if you don't have her in your team and you're new to AFLW Fantasy, she outscored Marinoff 2 seasons ago. She is the only other player who has kind of matched the output, like 125 average in shorter games 2 years ago. Like, she is an absolute fantasy gun. Didn't play last year due to pregnancy. Back this year. Reports she's going to stay in that midfield. Tackling machine. The top coaches will be starting Kiara Bowers. I think you've just got to start Kiara Bowers.
I was waiting when you're going to say the name, and because you're talking up, obviously. Up on the
sorry.
screen. But
I'm sorry. Kiara Bowers, I'm talking about.
I love it. Well, that's right. This is probably just a video one, unless we do release it as a podcast version as well. But for those playing along at home, if it is
Kiara Bowers.
Kiara Bowers. I thought that was quite funny. No, I just she was at the Noffy levels before Noffy was, and Noffy obviously went nuclear last year, but she was the first player averaging around that 115, 120 mark. Again, I just think it's being probably 300-400K underpriced is, I think it's a very, very good starting pick.
Yeah, she's priced at 90-ish. And
I think she goes minimum ton. Even if she goes down slightly, I think it's minimum 100, 105.
If she ends up at your M5 averaging 100, we're happy. 100%. And she could go. And there is a world where she's M1 this year. There is a world.
There is a world, yeah. I'm not, maybe M2, I reckon. But yeah, but if you look here at all the mids averaging 100, so you had how many did you have? So you had Noffy, Garner, Rowbottom, Riddell, Ash McCarthy, Ali Anderson, Laura Gardner. So there's only the 7 midfielders that are averaging over 100. So she's averaging over 100. She's already going to be in around the top 5 anyway, as it is. So I think she's averaging 100. I think you're getting a top 5, top 6 mid priced at 10 points minimum underpriced. So I do really, really like the pick. Who's your M4?
Someone who has kind of been in and out of my side until the practice games, from Geelong, Georgie Prasparkis.
Cannot believe when I heard that yesterday that I'm going to go back and watch this game, but 40 disposals.
40 disposals, 9 tackles, 2 goals, and she's priced at 73.
Yeah, and we know she's capable of those sort of ceilings. We saw it 2 seasons ago when she was fully fit. I think last year there was a lot of injuries that she had to deal with there, and had a slow, and obviously didn't have much of a preseason. Came back in later in the year, and sort of didn't quite get sort of back up to that levels. But yeah, like price at 73.
She's an absolute gun. Price at 73. I think she's just kind of a walk-up starter. Even if she goes at that last 3 average of 88, she's still going to make really good 200K, really good coin, and could be that stepping stone to a top mid, if not doing it herself. So so Prasparkis is my M4. M5 has been a position which has flip-flopped and changed depending on my structure. At the minute, another one who had a really, really good practice game is Georgia Patrikios.
Ooh, so you go on Georgia Patrikios to M5. So I'm assuming on the bench. So we'll quickly go through those because I think the 2 bench spots are probably locks for you. So I'm
Don't
assuming
need-
you got Zippy Fish on your bench.
Zippy Fish, yeah.
And then have you got Ash Centra and utility?
And I've got Ash Centra at utility.
So we'll chat about
the
we'll chat
main
about those
reason
two in a sec. I just thought I'd lock those two in. Hang on, be better just do Centra. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. So talk to me about George Patrikios.
So it's someone who didn't play at all last year. As a result, discounted price, has shown really good scoring ability, and had a really good game over the weekend. The reason I've brought them in is if she's fully fit and firing, she can be that 80-90 player that really can go up in price, and may go up in price more than the respective rookies. So I'm almost playing her as a cash generator in the midfield, and it will allow me to, I think, them and a cheaper forward/defender will outscore the rookie midfielder and the more expensive defender. Or forward. So spending up a little bit there is why I've done it. And that's because I'm a little bit more hesitant over the rookies as on-field options, especially in that coveted midfield slot. If someone averages 80 in the forward line, there might be F1. If someone averages 80 in the defensive line, they might be D1. I think she can do that in the midfield, so I'm not going to waste the midfield spot on a rookie. Zippy Fish, by reports, had a really good game in the practice game. I think she's playing off half-back, taking kick-ins. That's probably only going to be a 50-60 average for even the best defenders in the competition. Just the way generally AFLW scoring works, you need to be in the midfield to score the big points. It's not like the men's competition where you get the halfbacks who are often the highest scorers in the game. It's very much still has been in previous years, midfield scoring in AFLW. And Ash Centra just has she didn't play the practice game, under an injury cloud, and as a result, I don't want her near my field. Not yet. I've got the cash to have her in the utility slot. I do think if she's fit, she will play. I just want to cover myself if she's playing majority forward, and has the possibility of a low score, and by avoiding her on field might give me a little leg up on the competition.
Yeah, I do like it, and I think that the thing that I like about the Patrikios play more so that ties in with Zippy and Ash on the bench is the fact that Patrikios being at 690, she's at a price where you can probably go up or down, right? She's right in the middle. So, like, if there's another rookie, like if a Rowan Fitzpatrick comes in and starts scoring really well, first game, maybe you go Patrikios down to her and you play her as your M5. If Patrikios doesn't get it done, right? She might get it done. You might be happy, right? Or you can potentially go up, and there might be someone in the maybe Ella Roberts price range at that 1.1 million, 1.1 million that you're like, well, I'll upgrade to them and maybe downgrade in another position of another foul player, maybe another rookie. So I think it gives you a bit of flexibility, which I do like about it. But I think the common play will probably be an Ash Centra or a Zippy Fish on field. So I think it's going to be a bit of a unique play at the moment, but something that I've definitely been looking at in my midfield. Now, we'll go to the position where I feel like it's probably the most difficult position this season to pick your players, and that's the ruck line. I feel like the ruck line, we've got so many options, but there's no real standout options at the moment. So, who is your R1?
My R1, I have to check what it currently is. It's currently Ali Morfitt. Yeah. So, the second most expensive ruck There she is.
There we go.
Before her injury 2 seasons ago, averaged about 80. Played injured last year. It would have been really great if she played one more game last season, because then she'd have been priced at her average.
And she would have been selected by pretty much everyone, and Rucks would be sorted.
Yeah. So that she's so expensive because her discount is off her 2023 average of around 80. I just think that inbuilt value is why I've picked her. I think every Ruck has some pretty serious flags. Shout out the Ruck. I really enjoyed the Ruck pod run free kick that came out over the weekend. Spoke through basically every Ruck in the competition, so give that a listen. I just don't think I can pay 1.4 for Mimstrom, especially with the change in rules. Maybe Ruck scoring in general reduces. So picking someone with some inbuilt value. It's had a great preseason, I think. So that's why I'm going there. I was pretty keen for really low.
Ownership's quite low for Morfitt, like below 9%, which is interesting. Obviously, I think Mimstrom's well over 40%. But it's not a huge amount of rucks that are highly selected. It's like it's a sort of it's pretty much, I think there's a couple that are over 10%, but then the rest are like sort of 5 to 10% really. So
yeah, one thing I think with which will meet Morfitt's ownership is low is the default to average points on the website and the app. And obviously she scored poorly last year, so you kind of have to know her to just go and pick her. So I've gone there. That might change. I really, really like Matilda Schultz, but she's got a really, really poor run to start the year.
Against Mimstrom round 1.
Yeah, I and then it's red after that too. So I just don't quite think I can go there. And then the cheaper ones, I just think are fraught with danger. At R2, I have Piper Dunlop from Geelong. Full no picture. She played really well by reports in the practice game. There is a little bit of an injury cloud. She went off in the final quarter, but was the main ruck, played really well. Seems to be one of the many lower price rucks who probably has the best scoring potential. So if she's named, I think I'm going there as my R2. And going with Morfitt at R1 almost gives me options. Like if another ruck pops and Dunlop pops, there's an option to go down and up elsewhere from that ruck line. Like I'm not against. So rucks have 3 points from hitouts, and they're around the ball, more chances for tackles, cheap disposals around the ball. So using ruck players as cash generators, I think in AFLW has been a very good strategy in the past. It showed out last year, rookie to a 70 average. So if I can get 2 number 1 rucks who are cheap, I'll do it. I just don't know if I've got that with the scoring potential. So that's why I've gone for the other inbuilt value in Morfitt.
Yeah, I like it. And moving to the final position, which is the forward line, who obviously, because we feel like the utility with Ash Central there, who is in your forward line and who's your F1?
So my F1 is Ange Stannett, another one from Fremantle. As a West Coast fan, it pains me. Also didn't play last year, but looks to have a midfield role, priced in at around kind of high 50s. I can see her going. She could possibly even be the highest scoring forward, depending on the position where some of the others forwards actually play. I can see her being a 65, 70, even 75 averaging forward, which is well above a price, which is fantastic. I've gone cold on the more expensive forwards purely because of the amount of red flags that I see with them. To name a few, Sally Goldsworth, I still think he's going to have that horrific centre bounce and then run into the front row of the stands forward role, which is just horrendous. Chloe Malloy did play a bit on the weekend, but I think there's a lot of forward time in there. And I'd just like to have a look at that for a week or two, just to see what that actually translates as in with scoring output. Might be someone I look to upgrade to. So I'm happy going a bit cheaper with my F1, just because I'm not that confident in the more expensive players.
Yeah, I think I'm probably in agreement as well. Currently, Anton is my F1 as well. Who's your F2?
So I'm kind of punting my forwards a little bit. I'm telling myself some little stories about how these players are going to be outscore their price stats. So I've gone for Montana Ham from Sydney, number 1 pick 3 years ago, I want to say. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Really struggled with injuries, played a lot of forward time last year when she played. However, has been cited with some more mid-time in the warm-up games. And if she can play on ball, she is a freak of a talent. And I definitely think can outscore that 52 price tag. If she's playing mid-time, I just see upside in that position. And has a decent amount of cash to be able to pivot to whoever I want in the early rounds if that doesn't fulfill, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. And there's probably another point as well about Patricios, the fact that obviously Montana Ham's priced at 52.5, and that's around what Patricios is priced at, and we know that she can go more. So just sort of thinking about there as well. But I do like the Montana Ham pick, particularly as she's valuable as a forward in fantasy, and she might play a bit of mid-time. Who's your F3?
So I've gone for Imogen Barnett from Collingwood. So I think she'll be the number 1 ruck. 1.1% owned. Here we go.
You've just been waiting. You're like, who's my pod? And you're like, there it is, Imogen Barnett.
This is the poddiest of pods. I probably should have left this one under wraps. I think she's going to be the number 1 ruck for Collingwood. I think Sab Frederick is going to play a lot of forward time. And we know that Barnett can score like this with kind of a sharing ruck or a forward role. So if she's playing around the ball more, I can see upside even in quite a poor Collingwood side. So I definitely think there's upside there, or at very least about price, and it's not going to hurt me with those hit outs, like helping the floor.
And I guess there's a lot of options around that 600K, 700K range. And maybe that's where you go, because the 3 trades, maybe if Patricios doesn't work, you go her down a rookie, you go Barnett maybe up to a Malloy or a Maloney or a Gould or a Goldsworthy, one of those forwards that goes quite well. So it's a good price point to
100%
shopping in.
Or down to a cheap forward and then up from Patricios to a Ella Roberts or something like that. Like it's a bit mid-price madness, but 3 trades a week I feel like allow me to be mid-price madness. I've got that extra trade to what I would usually have in the men's format to be able to do that 1 extra luxury trade in the early rounds to get to the optimal structure. F4
probably, I would imagine the biggest lock in AFLW fantasy, I reckon.
Yeah. So so F4 is Bonnie Too Good. I'm kind of cooler than most on Bonnie Too Good, as in what she can average. But for the 50.97% of coaches who don't have her, pick her. The end.
I like that. Pick her, the end. Yeah. Like Bonnie Too Good averaged 100 a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah. I don't think her role is going to be that good, because she literally played the go wherever you want role. She popped up in the back half. She popped up on ball. Like she basically had a free role in footy. But she's an absolute gun, absolute freak, and priced at 38.
Oh no, that's because that was what. Oh no, so she's priced because she played.
She actually priced. she's actually priced
She's
less
priced
than...
at 38. You are correct. She's priced at 38.7 because she played the 6 games.
Yeah. She is so cheap. So cheap. It's just a gift. And like what I said earlier, the majority of the good coaches are going to have her. Do you really want to go against the whole of...
I think we can say all the coaches up there will be starting her. I can't see a world we don't start her personally. I just think she's way too cheap. If it wasn't for Marinoff being the first picked, Bonnie Too Good's the next picked, like the number 2 picked in my team.
Yeah, I can't see it going below 50. Let's just say a real conservative 50, and that's 12 points of upside just there in a really tough forward line.
Yeah.
So I
and
think
we're looking at she's probably 30 points, 40 points, and there's real well she's 50 points underpriced if she gets back to even close to the level, like an 85, 90 average, if she can get back to that, which I guess we'll see, right? Giants good opening fixture, so I guess we'll have to find out, but she 100%. Is an absolute lock. And then finishing off with the F5, and then obviously we'll go to the bench as well.
Yeah. I currently have Lauren Butler. This position could be anybody. A bit like my talk about Ellie Brown at D5. Lauren Butler will probably play back, or I think, for Collingwood. They've lost a lot of backs. Yeah. She was a back 2 years ago, came back from injury last year, played a lot of forward time, hence why she's a forward. I think I see her improving on that. That average, played multiple years of AFLW footy, and as a result is up to the level, or knows the level in compared to some of the rookie players. This could be a rookie. If I want to save 150 grand to upgrade somewhere else on my field, this could be the position that I do it at F5. But at the minute, I've gone for the most expensive option of the options at F5 in Lauren Butler. Don't be surprised if she doesn't make the cut come round 1, but she's currently there.
Yeah. And your F6 to finish off the team.
Right. F6 is currently Katie Kenny from Geelong. Kate Kenny. Cheap forward. This once again could be anybody. Played quite nicely on the weekend. Tough opening start, so it might not be who I end up going with, but another year in the system. Played a lot of games last year. So just it's probably going to be a playing F6. I'll nail that down close to the time, with who actually that is going to be on the bench. Just seeing teams named and roles, etc., within teams from when they're named, I'll be able to nail that in. But it's just going to be a cheap playing forward, and that's my team with 148k in the bank.
Yeah, which is nice. So I think there'll be a few options at that, I guess, F6 sort of spot there. So just chucking up on the screen there for those watching, obviously, so you get the full picture of how the team does sit for Tom currently at the moment. So obviously being, just under 10 days until the first games kick off. So that is how Pom United is currently sitting as we gear up for AFLW Fantasy for another season. So that's Tom's team reveal ahead of the season. We won't be doing another team reveal because obviously we might want to keep a couple of changes maybe to ourselves. We'll probably talk about it on the pod next week, right? So we'll probably chat about some final thoughts and everything like that. And then obviously we'll go through my team reveal in the next video, which will be probably in a couple of days' time there. So this will probably be released on the Tuesday. So you guys will be watching that there, and probably on the Thursday will probably be when we upload my team reveal. So it should be good fun. But Tom, mate, thank you very much for jumping on for another video, mate. Where can the people find you across the socials?
I'm at Tom_Hales_. And please don't hate me when this changes massively before round 1.
Mate, you're like me. We're at the best times we can tinker too much with our team, maybe sometimes to our detriment.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sure that maybe a couple of players will change. But I think when you look at a fair few of the players, I think even you said that you're pretty happy with locking them in. It's probably like maybe a couple of defenders, maybe a midfielder or two, maybe a forward, and that probably the ruck spot. But most of the team, I think, is locked in. So I think that I'm probably the same as well. I think a lot of my players are locked in. It's just about those last sort of 4 or 5 spots on field that I'm probably wanting to tinker around with. Plus, as well with rookies, we'll see which ones do get named, and maybe that dictates a few changes there as well. You can find me at BAILSDT across the socials and us at AFL Fantasy Fans on X. As I said, in the next video, we'll be back for my team reveal, going through my team ahead of the 2025 AFLW fantasy season. And they'll probably have one more pod, probably just with some final thoughts and that. And then we're gearing up, ready to go for another season there. So hopefully maybe a couple of hats for us as well there. And also, if you guys do want to join our open league, we do have an AFLW Fantasy Fanatics open league. So I've put out a post across the socials for that one. But if you want the code right now to join, the code for that one is BI1H5QVS. So BI1H5QVS. I'll probably also put the link of that in the description as well if you just want to copy the code and join in on the AFLW Fantasy Fanatics Open League. It'd be good to see a heap of you guys in the Open League. And yeah, we'll see how many numbers we can go. Maybe 1,000. Maybe we'll see if we can get to that number. That'd be a pretty good number to see. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. But thanks, everyone. I'll catch you guys in the next team reveal, which will be mine. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Catch you next one. See ya.